Close your eyes, if you will, and imagine the Earth. Isn't it the most perfect little planet this side of the Milky Way? This is your home, and every person you've ever known or heard of was born and died here. Yet, unsatisfied with that loneliness, humanity continues to look toward the stars and wonder, are we alone? Well, dear listeners, gather near as I tell you the story of the reporter who made that answer clear. The Himalayas. These snow-capped peaks are the tallest in the world, and the crown jewel of its collection is Mount Everest. At 29,029 feet, or 8,848 meters, it's the highest point above sea level. But we're not here for the majesty of the mountain. No, we're here for something bigger. And it starts with this unknowing little white van making its way up a long and lonely road. Let's see who's inside.
Samson, Achilles, Kintaro, Theseus!
Get to it, Lois!
Demigods!
This is Lois Lane, riding shotgun. She's the founder of The Daily Planet, a popular, once popular web show committed to telling everyday stories about people from all around the world.
I'm talking about individuals who are different than us, whether through ability, appearances, or ideals, often portrayed as guardians, protectors, heroes.
Trust me, our viewers will want to see what we have planned in Kathmandu.
This is Perry White, producer extraordinaire. He's in the middle seat in the back. Lois hired him to save the Daily Planet, which for months has been dwindling into obscurity.
Come on, Perry. Our viewers will want to see New God Saves Village in Nepal. Headlines really sing when they're that good, don't they?
Lois, you're not a reporter.
He can leap over mountains in a single bound and make fire with his eyes.
You've lost your mind.
His eyes! 2 sources, Perry.
Oh, just 2?
Please, we have seen 3 people in the last however many miles. We are practically batting 1,000.
It's actually 66%, and you translated your notes with your phone. I'm sure mistakes were made.
I agree. There might be a margin of error, but even with a small margin, I saw it in their eyes. Those guys really believe in this Supermanchi.
Every time. Am I the only one hearing Superman?
This is Jimmy Olsen. He's the cameraman for the Daily Planet and Lois's best friend. Currently, he's chauffeuring this vehicle.
That's it! Superman saves village in Nepal. Print it. Jimmy's in, right, Jimmy?
Lois, I think we should do what Perry says on this one. We have obligations to sponsors now. We need to give them what they want.
They don't know what they want.
They want what they paid for. When you hired me, you said you needed someone to right this ship because this ship is sinking and it's sinking fast. You agreed I'd call the shots.
And you agreed you'd always hear me out.
Perry clenches his eyes with his hands as if holding back a migraine, but he's quickly learning. Lois is the kind of migraine you can't hold back. He motions her to continue.
2 weeks ago, the mountain village of Mahanagara gets hit by a crazy freak blizzard.
Oh, that's what they called it?
Ugh, margin of error. The people tried to start a fire, but nothing would burn because everything was frozen until the Superman showed up and stared at the ground until the earth burst into flames.
So he's like a Prometheus type of guy.
Exactly, a myth.
Except so much more and real. A week later, in the second incident, he retrieved medicine for a sick child in the same village and was seen by multiple witnesses.
You only spoke to one.
Leaping over mountains to get back. He's not hiding.
Okay, Jimmy, what does the GPS say?
Sorry, Chief. I couldn't find it on the GPS.
But we knew we wouldn't. They said Mahanagara was too small. It only has a population of 100 people who still live in the old way.
I can't believe I'm saying this. No, Lois, we're not going off the grid to investigate a myth.
Off the grid? Perry, Both sources gave the exact same direction. Take the next left, go straight up the mountain. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
I'm making an executive decision on this one. We go with my gut.
Your gut's what got you in this mess. We did the market research. The Daily Planet is a travel show.
The planet is a people show. And what better way to meet new people than to learn about what they believe? It's a new God.
We agreed no religion or politics. Your audience wants to know where to eat, where to stay, and what to do.
In Kathmandu.
Yeah, that headline really sings, doesn't it?
I'm right about this.
Lois, you don't know what right is.
Lois sinks into her seat. Although she'd never admit it aloud, she has felt her gut's been wrong a lot lately.
Can we please stop arguing? It's giving me a headache.
So, our trio continues in silence. It sounds like Perry's fallen asleep. And who can blame him? The road's been long and uneventful. That is, until Lois and Jimmy spot a sign on the side of the road. Although the Nepali is incomprehensible, the arrow's unmistakable. Left turn coming.
Jimmy, I want to pitch you something.
Another story?
Insubordination.
You still want to try that village?
I'm not saying we hike up Mount Everest looking for the Bigfoot.
It's the Yeti in Nepal.
It's that mountain right there where the road we know leads to an actual village.
Jimmy faces the mountain coming up on the left. The dark clouds hanging overhead make it look very ominous.
Why is this one so important? And don't say the Superman. We've heard many myths before.
Right, sure. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about what Perry's been doing with the planet?
It makes sense, I guess. We always knew the show peaked when you were just traveling the world, having fun. And the sponsors love that stuff.
But what about what I love? The whole reason we started this show was to meet new, interesting people and share their stories with the world, stories that would have never been heard if someone didn't stop to ask the right questions. Do you remember the mantra we wrote back in college? To travel the world.
Far and wide.
With a sole objective.
Uncover everyday stories that inspire.
I'm Lois Lane.
I'm Jimmy Olsen.
And we're the
Daily Planet.
This is exactly the kind of story we always talked about.
What about Perry?
Perry will deal. 2 sightings in 2 weeks in the same village? That's not a coincidence.
Twice is precisely a coincidence.
I'll bet this Superman just moved into the neighborhood and he's clearly not shy or doesn't know how much noise he's making. Either way, it's only a matter of time before the whole world comes knocking at his door, and we can be the first, but we have to go now.
And if it turns out to be nothing?
Adventure's not nothing, Jimmy.
Jimmy glances at Lois. The fervor on her face is undeniable.
All right. Adventure, here we come.
Up ahead, the van makes the left turn and unwittingly treks into the heart of a blizzard, prepared to claim the unprepared in an instant. Will our heroes evade its grasp and make it to Mahanagara in one piece? Find out after a word from our sponsors.
Don't miss the climactic conclusion to this season's greatest rivalry.
These teams are tied after 162 games in the regular season, and now they're neck and neck after 6 games of this championship series.
Game 7 of the Metropolis Meteors versus the Gotham Knights.
It's winner take all. He's stolen second. A mammoth home run. I can't believe my eyes. Grand slam. That's it. We're getting one of the greatest events sports has to offer. A championship Game 7!
This Sunday night at 6 at Metropolis Stadium.
As expected, the conditions have worsened. The windshield is freezing over, and it's getting hard to see.
Lois?
We're fine.
What the hell was that?
Everything's fine.
Where are we?
Perry, I can explain.
We're on a mountain? Your village.
Yeah, that's the short version.
I'm losing traction.
It's the snow. Did you put the chains on?
Jimmy?
Me?
Somebody.
Probably.
Perry glares.
No.
We gotta get them on now or we'll get stuck here and freeze.
Perry reaches around the back.
Jimmy and I will go.
No, I'm the boss. I'm going.
But it was my idea.
Perry hands Lois the other chain.
I know. You're coming too.
It's 6 degrees outside, Fahrenheit. That's -14 in Celsius. If those numbers aren't familiar to you, consider the feeling of ice trying to bite your nose and cheeks off.
Front tires! Get them on now and get back inside. I'll check on you when I'm done.
The chains are all tangled together. Lois's fingers start turning blue.
That's an interesting color for me. Ooh, that sounds bad.
It is bad. The snow shifts beneath her feet as if the mountain were a titan waking from its slumber.
Did you guys feel that?
Stay inside and shut the door.
Lois tries desperately to untangle her chain.
Hold the blue side in your right hand and the red side in your left hand and pull apart. Shit! Perry!
The snow shifts again.
Ow!
Lois falls over.
Jimmy, I said close the door.
They turn and see a wave of powdered death plowing down the mountainside.
Lois, leave it inside now.
Lois drops her chains and jumps back into the van. Perry locks his chains together and reaches for the door.
Oh, my door's stuck.
Not stuck, frozen shut. Lois jumps into the back seat and pulls from the inside. It still won't budge.
Perry! The other door!
But before he could move a muscle, a stranger falls from heaven.
Excuse me, sir. May I?
The stranger steps around Perry and slides the door open with ease. Lois can't believe her eyes. She's come face to face with a man in t-shirt and jeans. And suddenly, time stops. Although Lois thinks she's looking at a man, she's in fact looking at an alien male from a planet called Krypton. An easy mistake to make, given that he looks remarkably human. Simultaneously, he is making a similar mistake. He thinks he's looking at an angel, when in fact, he's looking at a human female. An easy mistake to make, given that Lois looks simply divine to him. Tick-tock, Lois Lane!
The avalanche!
A gentle, goofy grin spreads across the stranger's face, like that of a child who's about to do something amazing. He gently tosses Perry inside, shuts the door, turns around, pumps out his chest, and with his deep, red stare, he turns the ice into water!
I can't believe I found you.
Lois passes out. This just in. The Superman is real. He's just saved Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Perry White from certain doom. Which begs the question, who is this Superman, and why is he here? Find out in the next thrilling episode of Superman, New God, a radio play in 5 parts. Superman was created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster and is copyrighted property appearing in DC Comics, movies, and TV.